All right, I'm at Sunbelt Media Days with GJ Kinne, presented by TGC for us over here at
There you go.
WNOGB event. Very first question I got to ask you right off the bat is your belt buckle. Let's talk about that belt buckle. I was hearing it was there you go, show it to the camera.
Yeah, for the people.
I hear that was a gift from Dr. Kelly Dampkins.
Yep.
What made him give you that gift? What goes into that belt buckle?
Yeah, this was last off season. He had one on, and I was a little jealous. Especially with the whole Take Back Texas vibes and themes we got going on, and so after that Baylor game in the locker room, he presented it to me, and it was one of the highlights of the night for sure.
A belt buckle. It's almost like its own trophy.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Good Texas trophy.
The Baylor belt buckle.
There you go. I like that.
There you go.
You know, I like alliteration.
Yeah, there you go.
B's and
yeah, there you go.
So you're here at Sunbelt Media Days, your second one here in New Orleans. Does it feel different coming here this year after doing what y'all did last year? Almost felt like you were a bit of an afterthought in Sunbelt Media. This year, one of the premier teams. Does it feel a little different for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's kind of like recruiting. Year one, you're trying to sell the dream and try to tell them, yeah, but we got this guy and this guy. We're now, everyone kind of knows about you. You're not going to sneak up on anybody. But I think last year I kind of hate that. Like, we didn't sneak up on anybody last year either. Maybe Baylor, week one, but you come out and beat a P4 team, Big 12 opponent, week one of the season. You weren't sneaking up anybody last year either. So it does feel a little bit different just because of more people recognize your players and kind of they're maybe getting the recognition that they deserve more. I still think we have some guys that maybe aren't. That's why I said up there at the press conference was, going back to UIW, having the number one offense in the country with a lot of those players coming over, especially offensive linemen, and then last year having the number one offense in the Sun Belt, and we don't have any preseason all-conference offensive linemen. It baffles me, and it kind of just, I know it's preseason, it doesn't mean much, but I do, those guys work hard up front, and they're a huge part of what we do, especially offensively. So hopefully we change that after the end of the season.
I can remember that after the Baylor game. You said we may have surprised all y'all. We didn't surprise us.
Yeah.
This is what we anticipated.
For sure.
And you talk about offensive linemen, none of them on that list. Nash Jones, Talik Lockett. You got some pretty good offensive line. Let's talk about those O-linemen.
Yeah, I think it starts obviously with Nash, a guy that just does everything the right way. He's got the size. I know he's on the NFL radars and watch lists and all that. But he's just a tremendous person, tremendous player, probably the strongest guy on our team, and probably one of the strongest leaders we have on our team, if not the strongest leader we have on our team. So I think he's, coming back and be better than ever. Obviously we missed him a little bit last year. He missed a little time. We missed him a lot, but he missed a little bit of time. Last year with his injury, got back towards the end of the year. A guy like Dorian Strawn, another guy that I've coached now for going in year 3, and one of my favorite guys on the team. Just very selfless, and another 6'5", 6'6", 300+ pound guy that can really move and just a special person and a really special player. Maybe the most talented offensive lineman we have as far as physical attributes. Obviously Nash is one of the strongest, but as far as movement and size, speed, combo, just a really special player. And I think more people will take notice hopefully in year 2. And obviously a guy like Talik Lockett, a Chase Todd, Jamedo Obibo, another guy that we've coached for a long time. Alex Harkey is a guy that I think is really gonna, I think he's a local guy and picking up some NIL deals. San Marcos Barbecue just did a deal with him, which was cool to see. And talk about Strawn being physically gifted. Harkey's a guy that I had a little bit of a relationship with him going from TJC. He played with my brother Landry Kinne, who's now on staff at TJC, and then went to Colorado and then left in the portal. And were able to sign him and beat some good players on him. And he was able to redshirt last year, and he really needed. He might not wanted to hear that or need that, but he was able to redshirt last year, and he's probably 6'5", 330 pounds, and one of the strongest, fastest, former tight end, defensive end. He played some tight end at junior college, so the athleticism's there. Don't want everyone to compare anyone to Lane Johnson because you're not, but the same type of, was a skill position in high school and in college, and then kind of you look up and wow, this guy is really really talented, and somebody that I would say him and Nash maybe are the vocal leaders of that group up front.
And that's such a luxury. Just the players you're over here listing are guys who you retain. Were playing last year.
Yeah.
You're able to bring them back. I mean, we see Ishmael Mahdi here at Media Days. You've got Ben Bell. You've got all these great players that come back. And every time I ask them, hey, what's that about? Why are you coming back? And you could go to these big money NIL deals
for sure.
at a bigger school. They want to play for you. They want to play for GJ Kinne.
Yeah.
Obviously, you take a lot of pride in that. What goes into that? What goes into making these guys really, really fall?
Yeah, I think it's the relationships, the type of program that we've built, and it's not just me. The coaching staff that we've put together. I think the administration. I think President Danfus and Don Coryell. I think one guy that is definitely not overlooked by us as coaches, but Brett Huth, our strength coach, is the best in the country at what he does, and the culture that he builds in the weight room. Is second to none, and I think that has a big part of why these guys want to stay as well. It's just everything matters, and I think the way we go about things and the type of relationships we have with our players is important because look, we have NIL now. It's continuing to grow, but nobody stayed here because of NIL. They stayed here because of the university and kind of the direction the football program's going.
And with that direction, with NIL, obviously that changes everything that goes around. But how do you feel the support? You don't have to get details, but the support from the Texas State community, St. Mark's community, as far as NIL.
Yeah, I think winning helps. I think it was a kind of similar to you talking about media day or recruiting in year one. It's more of a wait and see. And now after you win that bowl game, you beat a Baylor. The support has been amazing, but it does have to continue to grow and reach more people and more support because the more winning that comes with it, the higher the expectations and the ability for us to continue to grow this program. I think we're just really scratching the surface. I know you like those, eat them up, scratch the surface. There you go. Scratch the surface of kind of where we can be as a program and a football team. But we do need the support to continue.
You got to scratch the surface. I'm ready for you to claw it up.
There you go. I like it.
You got to go after the surface. We've asked you about UTSA, and you got it at the press conference as well. But there's another team too, Louisiana. Bobcats for 0-10 versus Raging Cajuns, and we're in the state of Louisiana, in New Orleans. Are they on that same list as UTSA? As kind of obviously every game matters, but that one a little extra to it, or what?
Oh, for sure. I think obviously UTSA being number one, and then I think Louisiana, Lafayette is the Raging Cajuns are right there. I think it's a fierce rivalry and a very competitive game. Obviously, we got to win. We got to win one of these, and I think this is the year to do it. We got them at home, which would be nice. Very well coached team. They have a lot coming back too. You look at around the Sun Belt on teams that lost a lot. They're not one of them. I think they went with a little bit different strategy. Their spring ball went into the portal window, and so I think that they did a good job with that and kind of their strategy and plan. But he's been there for a couple of years now and recruited at extremely high level, and I look for them to be maybe a little bit better than whatever they're picked in the preseason. I think they got a chance to be pretty good. So it'll be a big time battle, and obviously UTSA and Louisiana, Arkansas State, Troy, those games. Obviously some that we didn't play our best last year.
Some little extra in there. You're talking about Louisiana retaining players. The one player that lost was a quarterback.
Yeah,
seems like it happens to everybody. It happened to you too with Jordan Clouden, but how nice is it to be able to bring in the reigning Sun Belt Player of the Year to come lead your offense? And what has it been like watching you kind of take on that leadership role? Yeah,
that was huge for us. And not only, I think one thing that maybe gets overlooked with that, not only from a playing ability, him coming in here, but from a confidence ability from a retaining your roster. You talk about, somebody that's played a ton of games in the Sun Belt, won a lot of games, and the confidence that he brings to the other players. I mean, that's a big part of playing the quarterback position and being a leader of a team. So he's a great player, a great person, and brings a lot of confidence with him.
With his brother being in the NFL, can you tell that he kind of has that support system in his everyday life, that professional mindset that he can
For sure.
pick, if you will?
Yeah, that was something that really stood out to me in the recruiting process, not only from his brothers, but from his mom, his dad. He's not, I mean, obviously he's doing what he's doing at the collegiate level. He's got another brother that plays college football. He's got another brother that's in the NFL. So his mom and dad did a really good job of raising him, and he does things the right way. And there's just a certain level of professionalism, like you said, that comes with Jordan McLeod that's been very refreshing and good to see.
I'll leave it on a positive note. You just had a baby daughter.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations to you and your wife. What is that like for your family as your family grows and taking on the responsibilities of a coach? Well, just take this time to shout out your wife, basically, is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, no. Like I said in the press conference, the due date was actually, I think, the 26th. So we had media days coming up. Obviously, we had the Texas High School Coaches Association. You got camp right around the corner. So we got in there, and my wife made the decision, like, hey, you're not missing this stuff. We're gonna induce and have this baby, and so I'm just very thankful for her and her support and the sacrifices that she made. Because look, it's not easy being a coach's wife. It's a tough job, but she does amazing at it. And you're only as good as your wife and the support that you have, and it's kind of like being a quarterback. You're only as good as your supporting cast out there. So Summer does an amazing job, and not only with myself, but the other coaches' wives. I mean, they do a lot of things outside of football, and she does a great job organizing things. We have the Bobcats and Bubbles coming up. That'll be a huge event for us, and something that's really brought the community together. I think she's done a really good job of going out to local businesses and building those relationships, and the amount of Texas State stuff and the support that you're seeing around San Marcos. Not to go too much into it, give her too much credit, but her and Marcy and Beth do a really Don Coryell's wife and President Denfa's wife do a really good job of bringing the community together.
Awesome. Well, I have a gift from me and my wife to you.
Oh man,
there you go.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You can open it up on here.
Okay, all right, there we go. All right,
it has to be content. I can't just give you.
Okay, good. Yeah, you gotta have some content.
You can show it off.
Oh, that's awesome.
There you go.
Swayze will love that. I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
GJ Kinne.
Baby Bobcats right here.
There you go. Baby
there we
Bobcats.
go.
We got a couple of them.
I love it. Yes, we do.
GJ Kinne, thank you so much
for
your time. Appreciate you being here.
Appreciate you, man. I really do. Thanks.